friends, traveling friends, crafting friends, any kind of friends. I'm Audra Runk, and I am a travel agent with Pineapple Escapes Travel. I'm an independent contractor, so you can contact me at any time if you want to know about anything travel. But I'm looking for ways to enhance your life and get you traveling and feeling good in your body. So travel can be pretty hard on us. There's a lot of sitting on planes and trains. A lot of times we'll do some seated yoga. Today we're going to do some stand-up yoga because we're going to talk about the shoulders and the head. And what happens, imagine you're at the Louvre, right, in Paris, and you have been walking around looking and reading placards and stuff. Eventually, the head starts coming forward and the shoulders start rounding. Look to see if I have a ponytail holder. I don't. And we start to feel really tight, really stretched on the back and tight in the chest. So one of my favorite ways to balance that is to roll the shoulders, move the shoulders, stretch the arms, and then practice the English professor. So that's what we're going to do today. All right, so the moving the shoulders. First, we stand in what I call Tadasana. So we're just going to stand in a really good posture. Well, I call it Tadasana. It's called Tadasana in yoga, or mountain pose. We want the feet parallel, about hip distance apart. You might spread your toes, even if they're in your socks or your shoes. Spread your toes and give them a moment. And then feel your thighs engaged, pull your belly in, roll your shoulders up and down and back. Oh, right there, that's already golden. Tuck your chin slightly, and the top of your head reaches towards the ceiling. Just relax your arms down. So in an ideal world, this is how we would keep our posture all the time. And maybe you're lucky and that's your go-to. But there's a lot of us that is not our go-to. I am a rounder, and so I have dedicated my yoga practice in my life to figure out ways to stand tall. Okay, so you can always do the shoulder round. Next, we're going to stretch the arms, but before we stretch them, we're going to move them. So depending on your desk and your table situation, make sure you have room, and just swing your arms. Just swing them. So what I like to do, before you stretch something, it's nice to move that muscle or that joint. So we're just swinging, and sometimes I like to do this one. Imagine, when you're a kid and you have a bucket of water, and then you take that bucket and you go, woo, and it goes overhead, right? And the water doesn't come out. And then do it with the other side. Woo, and if you want little sound effects, they're even more fun. And then one more time, each arm, but going the other way. Excellent. And then we need one more. Go the other way. Okay. And then an excellent stretch for the chest and the shoulders is to roll the shoulders down and back, open the arms like you're, I always think of on a ship, right? The figurehead they used to have, like your chest is always sticking really out. Stick your chest out, but don't sway, right? We don't want to go all in. We want to stay neutral in the spine, shoulders down and back. So you could go here. Depending on your flexibility, you may need to pick up like a kitchen towel, a sock, something, and hold it between your hands, and then you can pull into that. If your hands will come together, that was my pencil pouch, you're going to interlace your fingers, and if you can, you're going to bring your palms together. That may or may not work. Your hands might be really far apart. It's okay. We're all going to look different as we stretch. All right, and then we have two choices, and I'm going to show you both, and one might work better for you than the other. You can lift your arms up. Oh, it feels so good. Squeeze the belly in gently. Check, are you arching or tucking? Find the place in the middle. You could also bring your arms in and take your knuckles towards your heels. Oh, and that one is also magnificent. This is going to feel good. I have a training coming up in just like 15 minutes. I'll be sitting for an hour, so I will be ready. All right, and then release gently. All right, so that might be just the amount of stretch you need. The last part is what I call this the English professor. When you're standing, walking, talking, instead of coming forward with the hands, right? How many of us do this? We cross the arms, and usually I like pop a hip, right? It's okay occasionally, but we don't want that to be our go-to. So a really nice go-to is shoulders down and back. You're going to reach and hold. Some of us might get just the wrist. Some of us might get the forearm, maybe the elbow. It's up to you. And this is called the English professor. So imagine you're walking through your museum, or you're walking down the streets of somewhere really cool you've never been, or maybe you're on a beautiful tropical resort, or you're on a cruise ship. It doesn't matter. What if you walk and you keep that arm back, right? So your chest is getting a little stretch, your back gets to relax, and it's a way just to remind you. And then, of course, occasionally, now say I did my good arm. I should have done my not so good arm. One of my shoulders is a little tighter than the other. So release gently, roll the shoulders, and then let's switch. So maybe you hold the wrist, maybe you hold the forearm. Oh, that's about as far as I can go. Maybe you hold the elbow, So I'm going to go lower on this side because my rotator cuff on the right side is a little less happy with me, and that's okay. So here we go. Imagine you're walking through your museum, walking through your park, walking down your cruise ship, taking a little stroll after that beautiful dinner you just had, and there you go. All right, so then we've been asymmetrical. I always like to end symmetrical if we can. So release the arms, roll both shoulders. All right, bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, press your palms down, and then both arms come up. I know you can't see my hands because I had to move my chair so that you could see all of me here. And normally I film these downstairs, but you actually get to see what my office looks like. It's in progress. It's in progress. All right, breathe here, and then let your arms float down. Maybe bring your hands to your heart, or your hands just rest next to you, and there you go, my friends. There is your short practice Yoga for Travelers today, featuring the English professor. I always welcome your comments, your requests. I'd love if you subscribe and get notifications and all of that fun stuff. And when you're ready to plan some travel, look me up. All right, see you next time.